What's going on, traders? We got one hell of a video for you guys. But before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, in my last video, I told you guys about that 500 level. I said that's going to be a very, very tough psych level, and I don't think we're going to immediately break it today. And that's exactly what we saw happen. We hit like really exactly 500 and then we immediately reject, and I'm sure bears are salivating at the mouth. We got YouTubers, perma bears, making videos saying that's it, that's the top. But I'm here to tell you that the top is not in, and I think we're going to continue to go higher. Keep in mind, I'm not a perma bull. I go by what the charts tell me. Now, you see that the triple Qs, I don't really have anything charted because we're not going to focus on the triple Qs. We're going to focus on what the NQ is showing us. And the NQ looks absolutely primal. Okay, it looks beautiful, people. First off, what do I tell you guys about rolling back into patterns? That's exactly what happened here. You can call this a rising wedge, you can call it a rising channel. It's a rising something. It doesn't matter. We roll back into it. Chances are we're going to continue higher. Whether the rollover is from the upside or rollover is from the downside, regardless, we roll back into this pattern. I tell you guys this all the time. When we roll back into patterns, depending on the direction, chances are we're going to continue in that direction. And right now, triple Q, not triple Qs, NQ looks absolutely beautiful. And my price target now, I think we hit, did we hit, yeah, we hit 20,800 or close to 20,800. I told you guys that's one of my price targets. If we get above 20,800, 21,000 is officially on the table. I think we can go as high as 21,500. Now, before you wonder where I'm getting that target from, just so you guys know, I'm not making this stuff up. We rejected here, rejected here, rejected here. We bounced here, and then we broke through. Bears got trapped. We broke back in, and we rejected or we bounced here, and now we are currently back at the bottom of this. Chances are, or a good chance, that we could potentially bounce here as well. I do not think we're going to go lower from here. Despite what news we have coming in, I still think we're going to continue to go higher. Now, before I tell you guys where I'm getting that price target from, let's check out what's going on tomorrow. We got Chair Powell speaking. We got him testifying in front of Congress at 10 a.m. Eastern. We got a bunch of Fed members speaking, and then we have 10-year bond auction. Like I told you guys in the last video, I don't think Chairman Powell is going to say anything crazy to drop the market. I think it's just going to be pretty much the same thing he says all the time, a bunch of yapping, blah, blah, blah. But we don't focus on the news. We focus on the TA on this channel. Now, if you're the type of trader that focuses on news, or you care about the news, or you try to avoid the news, by all means, keep that in mind. Do what works for you. But for me, news has never affected how I trade, and I'm going to continue to trade that way. Now, as far as the price target of 21,500, it's pretty simple. 21,500 is literally the top of this channel. We could say 21,300, but at that point, I don't see a reason why we wouldn't hit 21,500 if we're at 21,300. Now, we can easily just do something like this and just create more space and then eventually make room for 21,500, but that is a price target that is officially on the table if we just so happen to break 20,800 on the triple Qs. Or I keep saying triple Qs, NQ, but they're one and the same, right? That's all I have for the NQ. Okay. Things are looking absolutely beautiful. Now, today we saw a lot of games being played. That's fine. Like I told you guys, that 500 level on the triple Q is going to be tough to break. We couldn't break it. And I said I wouldn't be surprised if we see some rejection. It's a very, very, very tough psych level. And we will need some really, really, really good news for us to continue to break higher. After 500, I'm looking at that 502, 505. But honestly, if the NQ just so happens to make it to 21,500, that's about 510. That's about 510 on the triple Qs. So keep this on your radar, mark this on your charts, make sure the pattern makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, then by all means delete it, go about your trading your way. But right now, things are looking really, really good. There's not much to go over because we're right back where we started on the NQ. ES. ES, like I told you guys, nothing's changed here. We're pretty much back to where we started on the ES. But I told you guys, we go to our daily time frame, pretty much the same deal here. 5,700, 5,700, 5,750 is what we're looking at. And now it makes perfect sense now that the NQ is lining up with how much space we have on the ES. And right now we have plenty of space right here. I show you guys this in multiple videos. We still have room to the top of this channel right here. That's 5750. Maybe we can go as high as 5800 if we continue to make more space. Maybe we do one of these moves. But right now, 5700, 5750 is what I'm looking at, which is right at the top of this channel. Okay. Can we go higher? Sure. But right now, we have to go on historical data. And historical data shows us that anytime we hit the top of this channel, we pretty much reject. You guys see it here. We rejected here. We rejected multiple times here, actually. We rejected here, rejected all in this area here. We bounced here, bounced here, bounced here, bounced here. So this is the daily time frame, by the way. So we've been trading in this channel for a very long time. So that's all I have for the ES. I'm not going to drag it. Let's get into some stocks. All right. So new stock on the radar today is in phase. Okay, in phase. Not even on the radar. We're actually in the trade on in phase. My lord, in phase looks ready. Okay, ready. I gave you guys Apple. I gave you guys Microsoft. I gave you guys, what's the other one? Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Okay, Amazon's playing games, but regardless, from where we were talking about Amazon to now, it's in profit. So if you took the trade, regardless of it playing games at this 200 level, still in profit. Okay. Next up is in phase. I even gave you guys Baba. We'll go over Baba after this. But in phase, I usually don't trade in phase, but man, okay, I have it on my watch list, but I normally don't pay attention to it. But man, I mean, this thing looks absolutely amazing. So right now we're trading in this channel. We've been trading in this channel for a very long time on in phase. You guys see it here. Didn't make it up. Rejection here, rejection here, rejection, bounce, bounce. And right now we somewhat have somewhat of a bear trap, and now we are breaking back into this pattern. But why am I trading in phase? So right now in the Discord, we're in 130 calls for August 16th. Let's get a closer look on what I'm seeing on in phase. Right here, we go to our 4 hour time frame and we zoom in, and what do we have? We have us a beautiful, absolutely clean inverse head and shoulders pattern. You got your shoulder here, you got your head here, you have your shoulder here, and you officially broke the neckline. The neckline can be a slanted trend, or you can consider the neckline 107. I would say 105 to be, for me personally. But if you want to say 107 to be safe, that's completely fine. But necklines, they work one or two ways. You can either count your trend as your neckline as a starter, and then you can dollar cost average at the break of 107. I'm telling you guys now. All right, I'm telling you guys now. We actually, let's go to the 2 hour time frame first, just so you guys can see just how clean this looks. Okay, look how clean this beautiful pattern looks. Shoulder, head, shoulder. You can't ask for a better setup, people. Not only that, but like I showed you guys on the daily time frame, we broke back into this channel here. We broke back into it, and we closed. We have a green candle that closed within this channel. Absolutely beautiful signs here. Not only that, I can keep going, guys. I can keep going. Bullish wicks here. You got a bullish wick here. You got a bullish wick here. What do I tell you guys all the time? Wicks tell you where sellers and buyers are. And right now, these buyers here and here are stepping in. They said, no, we are not letting this go lower. Time to bring it back up. And in phase looks absolutely primal. Okay, let's go back to the 4 hour time frame here. All right. So like I showed you guys, inverse head and shoulders. So what are my price targets? I'm telling you guys now, if in phase, because I said 107, right? We're not worried about 107. Okay, we're not worried about 107 is great. That's beautiful, right? If in phase breaks and holds, okay, because I gotta say hold, because some of you jump the gun when you see one little break and you're just like, oh my god, let me jump in. 112. If in phase breaks 112, pack your bags. Okay, pack your bags. Pack your bags. We're going to the moon. Okay. I know you want to say 110 and all that fun stuff. No, we want 112. Have I steered you guys wrong before? Absolutely not. You can't even point out a time I did. You just can't. Okay. If in phase just so happens to break 112, which is this guy right here, leading into the gap fill. Okay. If it breaks 112, pack your bags. Okay. Pack your bags. Get you a Capri Sun. Get you some Lay's potato chips. All right. Go to the deli. Make you a nice little sandwich because we're going to the moon. Okay. Price targets. Your first price target is 110, 112 range. After 112, you're going as high as 120. Okay, 120. After that, you're looking at a move to 125. I'm telling you guys now, my price target overall is 140 for the short term. Okay, for the short term. Let's go to our, I believe it's the monthly time frame I was looking at earlier. Might have been the weekly. So right here, all right. So right here, you guys have no idea. Okay, you guys just have no idea, right? Right here, this is a monthly supply and demand zone at the 300 range. Okay, I like to look at the monthly time frame because that tells me a lot as far as earnings and how earnings can turn out. Inface has earnings July 24th, I believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to bother checking that. But right here, we never retested this, guys. We never retested it. In phase has the potential, and granted, I don't think it's going to happen like within a month or anything like that. August is not that far away, but given some time, if you make like a leap play on this thing, it has the potential to reach 300. I might be jumping the gun because we're still in this channel, but if it just so happens to break out of this channel, I would say at 150, if Enphase can break 150, pack your bags. You're going beyond the moon. You're going to Jupiter at that point. All right. I don't know if we want to live on Jupiter though. We might have to start our own planet at that point. Okay. But regardless, in face looks beautiful. I don't know what else to tell you guys here. I really don't. So again, price targets 110, 112. It breaks 112. Pack your bags. You're going to 120, 125. And then right now, I told the Discord 140 is my price target, but honestly, it can go absolutely higher than that. We have August 16th, 130 calls, and we can run this thing all the way through earnings, honestly. I mean, look how much it's sold off. It's sold off so much. Sold off so much, guys. I think it's going to, and like I told you guys, big tech is going to continue to run into their earnings. That's what I think is going to continue to happen until we start getting bad earnings coming in. And in phase, if we run this thing into earnings, I'm telling you guys now, we're going to make a bag. All right. We're going to make a bag off this thing. Okay. That's all I have for in phase. Pretty much dragged it. That was like 5 minutes of the video. So hopefully you guys get the idea. Do what you want with this information. 107, if you want to play cautious and jump in at 107, by all means, do that. We kind of jumped the gun here. I mean, we didn't jump the gun. We watched for that break of the neckline for the head and shoulders, and then we jumped in on that play. Simple as that. Next stock is Baba. I told you guys last video. I gave you guys the keys. I gave you guys the golden keys to Baba. Look at this thing, okay? If this thing, if Baba breaks 76, 76. Okay, you saw it today. You saw it in real time today. Let me correct myself. Break and hold 76. You saw it in real time today. When I even said in the Discord, I said it needs to break 76, and you saw how it was having a hard time breaking 76. As long as it stays above 74, it's bullish. But if it can break 76, guys, oh my Biden. I don't know. It's going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Okay. Price target, short term. You can look at 80 if you want to, play humble and all that fun stuff. But if you don't got baby hands or whatever the case may be, 90. 90 is your price target here. It can go as high as, look, all right. It can go as high as 130. Let's look at the weekly. Let's look at the weekly. All right. Let's look at the weekly because I know 130 sounds crazy for a Chinese stock. Trust me here. All right. Look how many gaps this thing has to the upside. And I know I'm not basing my target off gaps, but if we can get in this range right here, now granted, I don't think we have enough time on our contracts because it's only July 19th. We have 80 calls for July 19th. We got in at around 73. Feel free to correct me on the entry point. But right here, if we just so happen to get here in this area at around 150, and that's a long time away. Between 140 and 150, we're going nuclear. We're going absolutely nuclear. Weekly chart right here. We bounced off this trend. We're currently bouncing off this trend. All we need is to break 76. And I'm telling you guys now, we're heading to 90. 90. I have 30 contracts on this thing. Right now, we're up about 901K on the play. But if it gets to 90 by next week, expiration, bag. Easy bag. Easy bag. Now, mind you, I don't trade Chinese stocks. I don't know how they move. I don't pay attention to how they move. But if we're assuming that they follow TA just like anything else, this thing looks absolutely diabolical. 76, mark it on your charts. You want to see a break and hold. If you're new to trading, you just want to see a move like this where we break 76, we retest it, and then we go higher. Simple as that. Boom. Chances are, if we do look at a retest, we're looking at a retest once we hit about 78 gap fill, and then maybe we head back down to 76. So if it does hit 78, that might be a good time for you to take profit. But I'm telling you guys now, this thing has the potential to head to 90 by next week. Feel free to do what you want with that information. I already gave you guys three stocks that did the same exact thing, and I'm giving you Baba now. I gave you guys Baba at 73. If you didn't take it, that's on you, but you're seeing it right now. Beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern here. Okay, so let's speed run through some other stocks real quick. Meta. All right, so we're worried about Meta. I'm not worried about Meta. I see people worried about Meta. That's what I'm saying here. Right here, guys. All right, so we stop panicking. We got to stop panicking here. Right here. This big giant rectangle is a weekly supply and demand zone. This is why I'm not panicking. That's why I didn't say anything as far as a breakdown today. That little false little bear trap, whatever we had today, everybody was like, "Oh, that's the top," and I'm just chilling. Okay, I'm just chilling. I'm sitting back, relaxing. I'm eating my Cheetos. I'm ready for the moon. Okay, Meta. This weekly supply and demand zone is right here. All we're doing is retesting the trend. We're just sitting at this trend right here. As long as we're holding this, and right now Meta is showing no signs of trying to break this. Okay, is it retesting it? Sure. Is it trying to break it? No. I mean, we could take it to another level here, just so you guys are even more comfortable. You got to start marking this stuff on your charts. Okay, you got to start doing it right here. Now let's go to the 4 hour time frame. You see it. There's too much here. We need bad news for this thing to break down. We do. We need very, very bad news. We might even be forming some sort of a double bottom here. I I mean, look, maybe I'm forcing it. Okay, maybe I'm forcing it a little bit. We might got something here. Okay, this might look a little clunky. I'm sorry, but you guys hopefully can see it here. Look right here. Boom. I don't care how small the double bottom is. A double bottom looks like a double bottom. It's a double bottom. Potential double bottom here. Boom. Bottom here. Bottom here. Meta breaks 540. We're going back to the moon. 550 on the way. Easy. Okay. Simple as that. Stop panicking. It's fine. As long as it holds this trend, I'm not worried. There are bulls down here. There's bullish wicks down here. It's holding this trend. It's in the weekly supply and demand zone. It breaks back out of this weekly supply and demand zone one more time. Chances are we're heading to the moon. And I imagine the market needs great news, such as CPI, whatever the case may be. Next is what is next? Amazon. This might be the last time I trade Amazon ever again. Sure, it's been paying me. I made like a couple of K off of it. That's fine. But this thing is annoying. It's a premium eater. Okay, it eats at your premiums. Okay, so you need long dated contracts to mess around with Amazon. I am learning that the hard way. Again, haven't taken an L on Amazon, but it is pretty annoying to trade at this point. Um, I don't know. I don't even know what I was doing here. Okay, so if Amazon just so happens to break this trend right here, then there's a good chance. 201. All right, 201 is where the supply and demand zone ends. 201, you can say 201.5. It breaks and holds 201.5. Pack your bags. You're going to 205 easy. Okay, highest price target I have for Amazon right now is 208 I've said this in multiple videos. Bulls just continue to step in. No matter how many times we try to break down, bulls continue to step in. That is a great sign. You take it as a great sign. Stop panicking until we break below 198. There's no need to worry about Amazon. 198. Simple as that. All right. That's all I have for Amazon. Apple. Apple. If Apple breaks, okay, lock in here. If Apple breaks 230, pack your bags. Simple as that. 230. That's all I have. 230. It breaks 230. You're going to the moon. If Apple just so happens to break back below 227, then there is room for concern. But other than that, I'm not concerned at all. 230. You see it in real time. We can say 229, but I want to say 230 psych level to be safe. 229, 230. It breaks above that. Pack your bags. We're going to the moon. Simple as that. Dell, because a lot of people are in Dell now because I mentioned it. Dell looks diabolical. Looks beautiful. Okay. Dell looks absolutely beautiful. Okay. It's at 146 after hours, I believe. This thing looks absolutely beautiful. That's all I have. Okay, that's really all I have, guys. 170, 180, somewhere between 170, 180. I probably need to chart this thing a lot better. I mean, not a lot better. There's nothing wrong with what I'm charting now, but I want to get a price target. Maybe yeah, 180. So right where these guys are. We get above 180, guys. This thing's going to 200. Simple as that. Tesla. So Tesla, I told you guys about this area right here. and we saw the rejection. We saw the rejection. We rejected. We got here, and then we rejected. Now, I will say, Tesla looks like it's trying to break out of here. All right, it does look like it, but the candles are weaker on the 4-hour time frame. The daily time frame, it looks pretty strong. All right, they are weaker here. I told you guys I don't make this stuff up. You guys see it right here. We got up here and we pretty much rejected. Okay, we're pretty much kind of rejecting. The candles are getting very small, so that is something to worry about. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as Tesla stays above 260, bullish on it. If it just so happens to break below 260, then you're looking at a move as low as 250 one more time, and then after that, it's tough to say. We'll see what happens when it gets there, or if it gets there. Sorry. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised Tesla does go higher with the market. But we've seen in the past that Tesla does the inverse of the market, and it has no problem doing that. So that's really all I have for this video, guys. Uh, I kind of dragged it. I'm sorry, but I had to give you guys the good stuff. Okay. Other than that, Discord link is in the description below. Website will be released to the public next week. And until then, traders, you have a good one.